The Double Special Heroes Banner is back for August 2022. If you still have orbs after COS 6, then you can grab some seasonal units before the reruns next year. Personally, I'm done summoning for a while. I did 120 summons on the Brave banner and ended up with just 2 COS 6 units. Thank God for sparking, but yeah, I think I'm done for now. Check my Twitter if you want to see all my glorious pity breakers. Anywho, for today's video, we'll be going over the 8 units available and also talk about what fun skill fodder is on hand. For this month, we only have one returning 4-star focus unit. Winter Manuela will get the 3% 4-star focus rate all to herself. She is a red sword arm unit, so we'll be talking about her first. Winter Manuela is a speedier army unit, and since her release, Savvy Fighter has been introduced for units of her kind. We've also gotten a bunch of new inheritable swords from Manuela, although her Winter Rapier Plus is an inheritable attack and defense unity weapon. Pretty solid effect for dealing with debuffs, and Gerald is coming in hot with attack and defense debuffs. You can turn around on him. Besides her weapon, Manuela has attack and speed form 3, which is not really a premium A skill despite being rare. She will have the more potent special fighter, which is still a fun armor B skill. We have a ton more options that fit the save tank playstyle better, but special fighter can go on fast or slow units if you really want to mess with special cooldown. All in all, Winter Manuela is one of the few super fast army units, although she doesn't have her own unique weapon. If you did want to go for for pure speed, I would recommend checking the Upfront Blade Plus from Kamui. Our second red unit is Nir's Fafnir. He's a very offensive red dagger cavalry unit, rather rare class type for the most part, and Fafnir has some great perks tied to his Native Valir Sprig. He gets more stats, offensive no follow-up, and guard, which can make him trickier to tank, and for the first 4 turns he's going to get Kanto too. Range units getting Kanto with a set amount of movement is very strong, and as a dagger cav, Fafnir has a lot of reach. To go with his solid weapon and stats, we have 3 strong passives. Attack and speed solo 4 is generally great, and solo skills are still easy to build around. Disarm Trap has stumbled a bit thanks to the new magic traps in Aether Raids, but it can still be a vital tool. It can maybe go on the new Duo Lyn with her crazy Kanto recall to snipe enemy duo units, structures, or maybe just a Kanto control user. Last, we have Rouse Attack and Defense 4, No Panic added to the solo Rouse 3 buffs. You can maybe use it on Brave Crom to add to his bonus stacking, or you could use it on Gerald. Rouse Attack and Defense 3 is on a couple heroic grail units, so you can get some nice inheritance chains out of Fafnir. I think he's a fun unit himself, but lots of good fodder if you don't need him. Next, in the blue group, we have Hatari Carla, a super fast lance infantry unit. I feel like she was a little undervalued on release, but there are some very interesting skills you can add to her kit now. Her Dry Blade Lance is super deadly with accelerated specials and instant -2 cooldown on turn 1, plus 6 attack and speed, and Carla adds an X percentage of her speed stat as damage when proccing a special. X is going to be equal to her max special value times 10 plus 20. Give her Vital Astra, and not only does she charge it immediately, but Carla adds another 30% of her speed stat on top of Vital Astra, which is also 30% of her speed. She doesn't have no follow-up, but Carla is a very good receiver of the 2 newer infantry no follow-up support skills. She can instead run dodge skills with the rare tempo for unstoppable cooldown charging. You could also use her innate special spiral to pre-charge and recharge 3 cooldown specials like Draconic Aura. Tri-Blade Lance adds 40% of her speed for those. Kick this up a notch for AoE specials, and Carla can she can proc a Blazing Special or Growing Special with her 50% of her speed stat as extra damage. That can easily be 20 plus extra damage on the AoE. That's kind of crazy. For her last inheritable passive, you got Odd Tempest for extra movement. Overall, Hatari Carla can be a pretty dangerous unit thanks to her special spamming weapon. As mentioned, she benefits a ton from all the new speed-based effects we've gotten since her release. Joining Carla is Spring Delthea, who is a bit more glass cannon-y and is a Blue Mage Cavalier. Her Bright Show Egg is a little complex. It accelerates specials, and at start of turn inflicts -6 speed and res on the nearest foes within 5 spaces. If Delthea has an active bonus or the foe has penalty on them, she inflicts another -6 speed and res in combat, and she gets more effects based on the total bonuses on Delthea plus the total penalties on the foe. If that total is greater than 6, she gets offensive no follow-up, and if it's greater than 18, Delthea gets Fire Sweep. She requires a little setup, but Spring Delthea can bring massive firepower and stay safe while doubling. That is very important for her. To add to her debuffs, she has attack and speed catch 4 and speed and res far trace 3, 2 common offensive skills for ranged cows. Last, she has rouse attack and speed 4 to buff herself when solo, another potential C skill for Brave Crom. Spring Delthea can be a super strong mage cav, but she does require a little buff or debuff setup. Her fodder skills are all excellent, but it will be very hard to get two of them in full since we do not have easy access to any of the lower tiers for these. In general, the blue group is pretty neat. You have two very strong offensive threats. The green group is extra spicy with 4 characters thanks to double harmonic pairs. First, Harmonic Atari, Azura, and Lyn are a green mage cav, but more importantly, they are a cavalry dancer. If you don't have a dancer cav, it is a thing of beauty that leaves you feeling disgusted. Not to mention, Harmonic Azura copies Legendary Azura's niches. She gives infantry and flyers +1 movement when danced, and she gives +6 to all stats to the danced ally. You don't need prior field buffs. On top of 3 movement, she has Far Trace for Kanto, which is another fun ability on a dancer. Azura then has Cross Spur Res, which gives +5 res to any ally lined up with her on the map. Last, their harmonic skill grants Resonance Blades and an extra action to one ally within 2 spaces from Fates or Path of Radiance. In general, fantastic support unit. While you do not want to let Azura fight, she can provide decent magic damage with the range of a mage cav. Her weapon grants +3 attack with another +6 attack and speed in combat. You then have Fury 4 and Speed and Res Far Traces debuffs. Respectable damage indeed. Like Legendary Azura, I do recommend not getting rid of Harmonic Azura if you get her. The utility is just too good. Next, we have Harmonic Spring Sonya and Tharja. These two are a green flying mage who can absolutely be terrifying with very little setup. They have great attack and speed stats, and their Tome accelerates specials and grants an instant minus to cooldown on turn 1. Sonya also gets 2 space warping, so she can move to a space within 2 spaces of an ally within 2 spaces. In combat, she gets +4 attack, +6 speed, and a bonus to attack equal to her max special value times 3. This attack boost applies to all her hits, not just on special trigger. So with Luna, Sonya's going to pre-charge at turn 1. When she attacks, Luna procs, and Sonya gets +4 attack and +6 attack since Luna is a 2 cooldown special at this point, +10 attack total, pre-charge Luna, and she has gigantic warping range. You then have their Harmonized skill, which grants -2 cooldown instantly along with Resonance Blades and a +6 attack field buff. This applies to allies from Shadows of Delthea and Awakening. Basically, Sonya can proc her instant Luna, and next turn you can recharge her with the Harmonized skill. It works for her teammates too, and with Duo Chrom, you can make a very disgusting setup. You can also use the Harmonic skill to charge an AoE special if you want extra fun. For her passives, Attack and Speed Unity fits Sonya's warping range, and she has Speed and Res Hold for the bigger range debuffs. Chill Defense and Res 2 is not spectacular, but we just got the new tier 4 versions. Actually, Sonya is a potential fit for Brave Pilot's Speed Preempt. Vantage plus instant special with tons of attack sounds like a solid deal to me. I will also once again state that if we ever get a mage only special that negates damage reduction, Harmonic Sonya should definitely be able to abuse it. Overall, Green Group is disgustingly fun, just 2 amazing harmonic units. Last up is Colorless, and the only not completely new seasoner here is Duo Lyn and Florina. They want to save a Colorless spot and picked a pretty spicy unit. Winner of A Hero Rises a couple years back, Duo Lyn is an offensive flying dagger unit. She has a brave dagger with accelerated specials, which means things can get pretty silly, especially if she quads. What makes Duo Lyn exceptionally good is her dual skill, which grants another action if you have already fought. Basically, it's a Gale Force type ability, and that is fantastic on a ranged flyer. Lyn can attack, then retreat, or attack again. You can even supply her with Far Trace Kanto if you wish. For passives, Lyn has Swift Sparrow 3 and Speed and Defense from Rain 3, just pure damage output for offensive units, and you can grab both skills for another flyer if you really want. She also has Chill Attack and Defense 2, which is not that amazing, but could lead into the tier 4 whenever that comes out. A lot of players will have that free copy of Duo Lyn, but her fodder is good enough if you don't need another copy. Our last unit for today is Valentine's female Robin. She's a colorless armored mage and the only unit of that typing. Robin will indeed play into the savior meta and sacrifices speed for some beefy defenses. Her tome is also quite interesting. Accelerates specials and grants effects based on the number of movement types on your team, not counting Robin as an army unit. If anyone is alive on the field, Robin inflicts -5 attack, defense, and res to foes within 3 spaces. If you have 2 or more movement types on your team, she gets 30% damage reduction for 1 hit. Last, if you have 3 or more movement types, Robin and allies within 3 spaces get 5 HP healing per attack. For passives, you probably want to replace Even Follow-Up with a stronger armor skill. Robin then has Attack and Defense Far Save, currently the only holder of that skill. So Valentine's Robin is a colorless far savior, but what makes her different is her tongue can provide support for her melee allies. She inflicts a big debuff field, and you can give them 5 healing on hit. Those are 2 solid effects to share with teammates, and I think this is still the only or one of the only ways to give allies on hit healing. You do need to meet the 3 or more movement type condition, but that's not too hard to do. If you want to use this Robin, you will need to shop for some premium skills for her, but her weapon is already solid. As a reminder, range units can't use defensive specials, so no hardy fighter shenanigans here. That will be it for this double Special Heroes banner. Very tempting if it weren't for the juggernaut of Chuji Legends 6. If you still have orbs, you could maybe try to grab some new skills, but there are some very cool units on this banner. Green is cracked for sure. Coming up for new banners, the legendary banner is coming at the end of the month, about a week away. Then a week after that, we got the seasonal banner for September, which honestly could be anything. Last year, the Dancer banners got replaced with a Genealogy / Thracia Crusader theme, so unless they want to continue that, who knows what's coming. A good bit of time till then if you want to summon. I think a lot of players will appreciate the downtime to scrounge out some more orbs. Thank you for watching, and good luck if you are going to be summoning. I will see you guys in the next video.